I wanted to start this video off with 3 deep breaths, long inhales and exhales, allowing ourselves to become present and grounded in this moment. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I hope your day, morning, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, has been amazing. This is the second time that I've tried to film this video. The first time was a complete mess and I was super scatterbrained and it was way too long for the point I was trying to get across. So, here I am again. I'm on a time frame because this battery is running out, so I think that's a good thing. If you can't tell, I now work at a crystal shop. So yeah, I play with crystals all day, I fall in love with them, I buy them, and then I'm like, okay, you're cut off. So that's where I'm at right now. What I wanted to talk about was the reason and the truth that lies behind my life in the last 8 months, which is the main reason why I haven't been consistently present online as much as I want to be. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. If you're new, hey, I'm Jazz, nice to meet you. What was that? Who shakes their hand like that? Okay, I was laying in bed today and watching some YouTube videos and I was like, I'm watching a lot more videos than ones I'm creating myself. And I used to have the passion and the drive to create every day. I kid you not when I say I'd be laying in bed before I went to sleep or when I just woke up and before I even opened my eyes, I'm brainstorming ideas for videos I want to make. What has changed from then to now to have me feeling the way that I do and not having the desire, the urge, or the drive to create and connect with you guys as much as I used to? Well, as much as I seem like I'm still the same me, I'm not as eccentric as I used to be. My videos aren't as consistent as they used to be by any means, is because a lot has gone on in the last 8 months of my life. Rewind to over a year and a bit ago, in July of 2017, when I made the decision to move out west. I'm gonna make this short because this camera's going to die and I don't want to bore you, but I'm not gonna say kind of, I completely separated from myself. When I started this YouTube channel, it was a channel to live and breathe their truth, to do what they love, and to stay clear-headed. You know, I come from a past of being sober off of alcohol for 4 years, sober off of drugs for 2 years, and then marijuana was kind of something that I always had present in my life, but it wasn't a huge issue. Little did I think. Until I moved into the mountains. I stayed clean for 6 months, and after the 6 months I started drinking again, and that kind of had a tumble effect. And the last 8 months have been amazing in some certain ways, but also very self-destructive in others. A lot of my memories are very hazy. I haven't been putting my energy into creating the life that I want. Instead, I have been allowing the people around me to influence me in ways that were very negative for my self-growth, my mental clarity, my body, my mind, everything. And I am not saying that this is anybody's fault except mine, because I took responsibility for doing the things that I did. However, those things did not bring me happiness, and instead they led me into such a pit of emptiness and unsatisfaction, and a lot of this was triggered because I got some news about my health that was really crappy and has changed my life in a very, very big way. So I think that's something that I really resented at first. I was so angry, like so angry, and this isn't something that I'm going to go into detail online because I don't think it's necessary. However, to make this short and sweet, lately I have started making the conscious decision to come back to myself, because for the last 8 months I've not been anywhere near sober, and I think that's a reason why I felt very ashamed to come online, because I wasn't the person that I initially came online to be, and I feel like I felt obligated and ashamed to continue to be that person and be on the pedestal I put myself on. And I think it's taken a lot of time for me to realize that I'm human and these things happen, and sometimes we take a million steps backwards. We're not always going to be going forwards. Success is not this straight line. It's one that goes every which way, and that's kind of what I'm just coming out of now. So the reason why I wanted to make this video was to just check in and be real with you and tell you where I am, that the reason I haven't been making a lot of videos is because I can't genuinely make videos and be my authentic self when I don't feel connected to myself. I can't fake a video and post it just to post it. You know, I appreciate the people who have been watching me since I started posting, or have been watching me for a while and support me and give me positive feedback and enjoy the things I post and get inspiration from the things I post. The kind of messages I've got, I feel really hit home for me when I started going downhill. People were messaging me telling me how much I inspired them to change their life and make shifts, and they've been doing great, and here I am just like destroying my body. Whew. So this hasn't been a long time, just in the last week or two, I have sat with myself and made the conscious decision to not make a massive change in my life, but instead to start with baby steps and little changes in my day-to-day life in order to get me back to my roots and help me feel connected to myself again, because for the last 8 months I can't recall a single time that I have felt connected to myself. A single time that I have felt authentic. I have felt like I'm living my truth. With every cigarette that I would smoke and every drink I would drink and everything else that came with that, which I don't feel is relevant to go into, it was just me pushing farther and farther away from myself. This is just my journey, but I know for me personally, for me to flourish and attract infinite possibilities and opportunities to expand and share my love with this world, is for me to be clear-minded and for me to be sober and to be surrounded by people who want to work on themselves instead of keeping themselves in a stagnant haze, which is a lot of what I've experienced living in these mountains. There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of darkness. But that's like anywhere, there's a lot of darkness and there's a lot of light, and it's whichever you choose to dabble in is what you're going to attract. And seeing the kind of people that I've been attracting in these last several months, they're great people, but their intentions are not. And we're all coming into our own on our own time. And I respect that and acknowledge that, but I'm getting to the point where I am becoming very firm and strong in me, knowing what kind of energy serves me and what doesn't. And yes, it's like I'm relearning everything that I knew and everything that I know and everything that I chose to step away from. But now I'm becoming a lot more strict with the people I spend my time with, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing against these people. If you're watching this and you feel like I'm maybe distant from you, I'm not coming out as much, I'm not drinking with you. It's nothing personal. I love you and the memories that we've shared, but the people I want to connect with are ones I want to connect with on a sober, conscious, aware level, where we're doing things to stimulate our mind and our bodies instead of toxifying our bodies. I want to purify my body. I want to heal my body with the stuff that I'm going through right now, because it sucks. It really sucks, okay? Like when you get told that something is going on in your life and that, you know, it's gonna take a lot of work to change it, and it's overwhelming, and sometimes you go into a self-destructive phase, and that's exactly what happened. And I think it was on much more of a subconscious level that I did this, instead of like, oh, this sucks, I'm just gonna like, whatever, screw everything. It was more of like me feeling very depressed and like unworthy of everything after these things happened. So, you know, I accept what has happened, and I don't regret any of it, because sometimes we need to lose ourselves in order to come back to ourselves again, and it's a process of rediscovery within the self and coming back to love and coming back to God universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it. God is what resonates with me, and I just know that I don't want to waste any more time. I want to create, I want to share, I want to express love and create a community and thrive and help other people thrive. But in order to do that, I need to step back and take care of myself. And taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself sometimes means distancing yourself from putting so much of your life online. And I know that anybody who cares about me or like has a brain will understand that and support that if you do genuinely care about my well-being. And I know I'm not this huge social influencer, but I do know that there are some people on my channel who care about me. And I can feel that in some of the comments that I get. It's like, wow, like these people actually care about me, you know? So thank you. Thank you for caring and thank you for supporting me. And if you're still watching, that means that you do genuinely care about me and my well-being. And that means a lot to me because I may not know you, but if you're watching this and you're someone who's watched my videos before, I know that you know a lot of my life because I'm someone who's been very transparent with things going on in my life, except for the last 8 months. I felt just so ashamed to come on here and tell you the reality of what's going on behind the lens because I felt I had this fear-based mentality of negative judgment, which in reality was the negative judgment I was having towards myself. I didn't reach out to my mom. I didn't reach out to any of my friends. I just kind of made excuses as to why this was okay and submerged myself in the crowd that enabled that so that you don't think there's anything wrong. Everyone's doing it, whatever. And then you start to wake back up. You know, once you wake up, you really can't go back to sleep. You can try, and if you try hard enough, you can in this lifetime, but I'm 22 years old and I don't want to waste any more time. I'm almost turning 23, and yes, I'm young, but at the same time, it's like if I don't get it together now and really start putting my energy into the things I care about, I know that I could wake up in my late 20s, early 30s, still stagnant as to where I am right now, and I know that's something that's just not going to fulfill me. It's not going to make me happy. You know, no matter how much fun it can be going out and drinking with your friends or doing drugs or whatever, like that high only lasts for so long. And the best high that I've ever had in my life was the high that I had when I was sober. And in the last 7 years of my life, the longest that I've been truly sober was 4 months. And that was probably the best 4 months of my life because I felt everything. I wasn't suppressing anything anymore. I was connected to myself. My intuition was so loud and so present that it directed me into all of the right places and all the right moments, and the kind of experiences and the moments that I was gifted in that period of sobriety were the juiciest gifts that the universe could give me. And don't get me wrong, other than those 4 months, I've definitely had many moments that were like, wow. But for me, when I'm sober, things are just so much more wow. It's like ironic actually, because when I was sober, I felt like I was on a constant high. Like I felt like I was just on like a different drug that like didn't come down. Like I always had energy. When I would wake up in the morning, I would just be like, zzz. Like it would take me seconds to wake up. I could go to sleep easily. My creativity was flowing, like overflowing to the point where I was just like I couldn't even keep up. It was awesome. And you know, as soon as I started dabbling in these substances again, it's like all of that has been dulled to the extreme, like including my personality. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, if you're someone who's watched my videos, but sure, I can be like happy and like, oh, like in my videos, but in the last 8 months for the videos I have posted, like underlying, it hasn't been the eccentric self that I have been. And if it seemed that way, it's because I'm really good at editing all the crap out, editing me coughing because the cigarettes are deteriorating my lungs. I'm good at not filming when I'm hungover because I look like shit. And you know, you never know what someone's life is like from watching their videos or seeing their social media. You don't know. And yeah, I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to naturally drift away from this lifestyle. At first it was really hard. It was like me forcing myself to not do these certain things, and me fighting off the urge to have a drink or getting high or whatever. And now it's more of an organic, natural flow of me just kind of going this way and everything else is going that way. It feels really good, and I know that deep down, and I know this already, but I know that filming and editing and sharing my life and expanding in that sense and everything that comes between that is one of, if not my biggest passion besides snowboarding. Like, those two things together are like literally my biggest passions in life. Speaking of which, oh, it's already snowing in Banff. Yeah, we still have some nice days, but like, it's snowing already, and if you look at the mountains, there's already snow coming down, and I'm so excited for the winter season to start. Oh my god, I'm so stoked to film so much. What was this? I don't know if you saw that. My hands are doing weird things. I'm not used to being on camera lately, but to wrap this all up, I'm taking care of myself, and with that comes separation from online social networks. I haven't been, like, lately I've gotten back on Instagram more, but I was really distant from that. I'm not on Facebook as much. I'm just, yeah, I just know that for me to really heal myself and to get that ball rolling, I know that I do need to disconnect in some sense. So don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stop filming. I'm still going to be filming. It just may not be as consistent as one would expect with my older videos. However, yeah, I know that each day, each time I say no to dabbling in the things that really aren't serving me, saying no to going out and instead staying in and watching a movie, instead of getting high, going and doing yoga or going for a run. You know, it's the little things every day and every moment that are helping me feel stronger and feel more connected to myself and to source, because without that connection, I feel like an empty body just walking through a void on this planet. And I just, yeah, I've done it a few times now and I'm kind of over it. You know, I feel like we're all gonna get to that point when we're doing things that aren't good for us and don't serve us, where we either self-destruct or we make a change. Because we know that X, Y, and Z isn't making us truly happy anymore. And it's a sad thing when people do self-destroy to the point of leaving this planet without giving themselves a chance, but everybody is coming to their own on their own time. So that's something to remember when going through shifts in your life like this, is to not focus on what other people are doing. This is something my mom always told me, but focus on what you're doing. You know, it's funny, she would always drill this into my head whenever she would ask me to clean the house, and none of my brothers were cleaning anything, and I would be so mad when I was younger, like, why aren't they cleaning anything and I have to clean everything? She goes, Jazz, you don't focus on what they're doing. Focus on what you're doing. And pff, those boys should have definitely been cleaning, but at the end of the day, it stuck with me, and it's something I've realized I very easily do, is when I shift, say for example, when I stop drinking and smoking and go sober, I start to look at these people with like, ugh. When now it's like, I look at those people with love still. I look at those people and I'm like, hey, I see you. And you're doing you, and if this is what makes you happy, this is what makes you happy, and this in this moment is what's making me happy, and the people who actually care about me are going to stand by me because they care about me. Because when you care about someone, their growth means something to you, and whatever it means for them to grow and for them to flourish and expand in a positive way, you'll support that. And supporting that doesn't mean being present in someone's life all the time. Supporting that can just mean, hey, I see you, and I respect you, and I respect what you're doing, and I honor that. Even if your two paths just aren't colliding anymore and you're not dancing gracefully, it's part of life, you know? You come together and you dance together for however long you do, and then you drift, or you don't. It's all part of it. And this is the part that I'm going through right now, and I want to share this with you because it's funny, like some people will be like, oh, you're like talking to a camera by yourself, like whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but this is actually healing for me. It's therapeutic to speak my truth and talk about it. To talk about it. I opened up to my mom about all of this stuff for the first time since I've gotten out west just a few weeks ago, and it felt so good, because the reason why I was so scared to tell her, so scared to tell any of you, is because of that fear of negative judgment. In reality, it's a reflection of how you feel about yourself, but my mom has been so supporting, and she's not judging me, she's helping me and really saying, hey, babe, take it day by day. Don't make these massive changes. Baby steps, little changes every day to shift the habits that you have now into the habits that you want to have in order to become the person you want. She didn't say those exact words, but like she did, you know? So yeah, I'm going through a process of finding myself again and coming back to myself, and I know what will make me happy. I just need to do it. You know what I mean? Like, we know it's good for us. Sometimes we're just like, meh, meh. And I'm just like, grow up, girl. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I hope that you're doing awesome. And I encourage you that if you need to, reach out to someone to talk to them if you're going through something. Don't feel like you're alone, because I can promise you that you're not. You know, I can promise you that you're not. Because all of us go through this stuff. Even ones who claim to be like the best of the best. Like, yo, I'm not even vegan anymore, okay? Like, I can't even say that I'm vegan, because I'm not. The shifts that I'm going through in my life are crazy, and you're probably, if you're watching this and you're vegan, you might be really offended. Or if you're someone who's watching this who like saw me go through my really angry vegan stage, you're like, huh. But like, I'm gonna make a separate video on that. I'm not eating meat again. I'm not eating dairy again. Don't worry about that. But we're constantly changing. So we can be so firm in who we are in one moment and be like, this is who I am. I am this, in this box. But I say, fuck that box. I'm gonna be in the box as a baby in my mama's womb. And as soon as I come out of that box, you know, I'm just gonna be constantly expanding. And resonating with labels for me is something that I'm just not wanting to do. Calling myself vegan, calling myself sober, calling myself whatever. It's something that feels a little limiting to me. And some people aren't gonna understand this, and that's okay. I'm gonna go into a totally separate video talking about my veganism, because it would have been hitting like 4 or 5 years coming up this February. So yeah, that's been a really big shift. There's been a lot happening in my life regarding that, regarding everything. But this video would be way too long if I went into it now, so I'm gonna end this on a note of love and appreciation for you and for myself. For each of us having these aha moments, having these realizations, and knowing that we can change from them without letting our past decisions put us in a box and label us as to who we are. We do things don't resonate with us sometimes, and that's just the way that life is, but it's recognizing that and choosing to change if you do want to shift your life. If you don't and you're happy being stagnant where you are, like, go for it. But I know that I'm not, and I know that I wouldn't want to live this lifestyle forever, because I see people who do, and I don't see a spark in their eyes that says that they're happy. I don't feel love in their energy. I just feel kind of like emptiness when I'm around those kind of people. You know, it's the stimulation from the substances that can make them like, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's, if you have to rely on that for you to feel good, you look forward to that to feel good, I feel like questioning that is a good thing. Like, why? You know? So I'll leave on that note, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I don't know what I have planned. I really don't, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you stuck around to the end of this video, high fives to you. And I hope you guys all have an amazing day, evening, whatever. Today is a nice day outside. You know, it's funny, it's like here in September you would think, oh, it's a nice fall day. Like, you look outside and it's like blue skies and clouds. You go outside and you're like, oh. But I'm gonna go outside for a walk anyways. And I really have to clean my apartment. Me and Adam haven't gotten a chance to get to anything, so it's been a little crazy. I know I said I didn't want to make this long, but it's really hard to fit that into like 5 or 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Because I like to get into it a little bit, you know? Okay, I'm gonna go before I keep talking. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give this video a thumbs up if you support self-growth within others and yourself. I'm not gonna sit here and say subscribe for some awesome content, but if you want to stick around on my journey and kind of see what's up in these beautiful mountains of mine and me going through this process of rediscovery, then click that little button below, turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever I post a video, because who knows when the heck that's gonna be. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace out, guys.